Hey guys, I wanted to make a video for memories to have. This is going to be my birth story for my second daughter. I never made one for my first, so I really wanted to make one for my second. And my second baby is now 8 months old, so I've waited 8 months to do this video. So when I was pregnant with her, I watched so many videos. I watched birth vlogs, positive birth stories, and all those just helped me so much to get excited about giving birth and to have this positivity surrounding birth and empowerment. And I think it was for that reason that I had such a great positive experience this time. Opposed to the first one. The first one I did read and do a lot of research, and I think for how everything went and it being my first, it was overall positive experience, but my second birth was very enjoyable. I would say I had a really great experience. With my first, I was 2 weeks late. So I had this fear surrounding that, and I was really focused on letting go of that fear and trying to trust my body. And when it came to around her due date, which was June 7th, I did start experiencing I started to experience some loss or change in my mucus, in my discharge. Pretty much I tried the midwife's brew, and the first time I noticed some cervical changes, and then I actually did it again the next 24 hours later, and during the night, so I did that on my due date, which was the 7th, and during that night I had it was heavier cramping feeling, and then when I woke up there was a bloody discharge. So I started with that, and then the next day I would have cramps, and there was definitely signs that my cervix was changing, but nothing crazy. I didn't know I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when. So 2 days later, her due date was on the 7th on Monday. 2 days later on the 9th, or on the 8th, no, 1 day later. On the 8th, so I had to feed the baby, so I'm back. So basically I took the midwife's brew, I think it was the day of my due date, and that night I started having some cramping, and it was pretty painful, but nothing alarming. So the next day I woke up, there was more discharge, bloody discharge, and yeah, I wasn't sure when it was coming, but I knew it was coming soon. So that day, my husband was able to get off work, which was nice. Just because we knew it was coming, we just wanted to be kind of prepared. And we had a 4-year-old to get somewhere to babysit her, so it was 2 in the afternoon, and we decided it was a really nice day, so we decided to go to the park, to take our 4-year-old to the park, and we started walking to the park, and it's about probably 3/4 of a mile there. So as soon as we started walking, I had cramps that stopped me in my tracks. So I started to time those contractions, and they were so inconsistent. They were super painful, and they would last anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 seconds, 40 seconds. They were all over the place, And I had some that were only 3 minutes apart, and then I had a few that were like 10 minutes apart. I had some that were 30 minutes apart. So I all the way to the park, I kept tracking them, and then at the park they were so painful that I had to stop and breathe through them. But they were so inconsistent. So we went to the park, we came back home, we didn't stay at the park very long, and we came back home, and I just started questioning it. Instead of trying to relax and do all the things that I know I was supposed to do, I just kept questioning what do we need to do, trying to fix, manage, and control like how everything was going to play out. My husband takes sleeping medicine, so we were fearful that she would try to come in the middle of the night and I wouldn't have anyone to drive me to the hospital. So we decided we were gonna go to the hospital that night, but we kind of like took our time. So we ate dinner, we took our daughter to my mother-in-law's. We went to Meijer to see if we could buy a beanbag chair for my daughter as a surprise, and then we went to Walmart, and then we came home, and we decided to go to the hospital at 9 o'clock. And even then, I was like, I don't know if I should go. I feel like they're gonna send me home, even though I knew the contractions were really painful. So we go there and go to the hospital, and the last contraction I had was like 40 minutes ago, before I got to the hospital. And when I got there, they checked me and told me I was already 6 centimeters. And I was just blown away because I was walking, I was joking. When the contraction came on, it would stop me in my tracks and I would breathe through it. But other than that, like, I felt fine. And so they admitted me, and my mom came up, and that was around 9 o'clock. So I've considered a natural birth a few times, but I decided after going back and forth that I would go ahead and get an epidural. So I got the epidural, and that was a lot more painful this time around, I guess because I wasn't in as much pain as I was with my first. So that was a little painful, but once they got it, it was like the perfect epidural. I was having some back labor, so it didn't really help with that, but I couldn't really feel the contractions in the front. I was relaxed enough that I could fall asleep, but I really liked being on my side. And I had to kind of advocate for myself because some of the nurses acted like they didn't want me on my side. So if you're in that situation, just, stand up for yourself and tell them what you need. So I was able to go to my side, and around, I think it was midnight, they had me, because I was fully dilated, they had me start pushing, and I really pushed to push on my side because I was having some back labor. And it's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to try it on my side. And so I pushed and pushed and pushed, and nothing was really happening. And so they finally were like, she's not deep enough in the birth canal, but you are fully dilated. Let's wait a little longer. So time passed and passed and passed and passed. And finally, after repositioning and stuff, they decided to give me some Pitocin. And it kind of worked out that it took so long because I actually got to get my doctor at 7 a.m. So I went in at 9 p.m. at 6 centimeters and didn't even have her until 9 a.m. So anyways, they gave me some Pitocin. I think that was actually around like 4 a.m. And by that time, I actually could move my own legs, which was crazy because I had an epidural. And when it came time to push, which I think I started pushing around 8 or so, when she finally like dropped all the way down. And I was actually able, because my mom had to leave, so she couldn't hold my other foot, and my husband was holding one, and I actually grabbed my own legs and pulled them up and was able to push like that. And what was amazing is the epidural was just enough where I wasn't feeling the pain down there, but I could feel my legs enough to pull them up, and like I could feel myself pushing, and so that was really cool. And I was so excited because I felt like so empowered, like grabbing my own legs and not having you know, the pain of having someone else like grab your numb legs. I don't know, it was just a really good experience. And I pushed a couple times without the doctor, and then the doctor walked in and I pushed her right out, and she was actually facing, I think, sunny side up, so that's why I was having some back labor. But overall, it was an amazing experience. I got to hold her and nurse her right away, and it was just so beautiful, and I couldn't wait for my 4-year-old to meet. And this was during when COVID was a little bit better, so but my daughter couldn't come to the hospital, and they kept me an extra day because of some kind of lab. Some kind of lab came back abnormal, and it ended up being fine, but something came back abnormal, and they had to do an ultrasound. I think it was her kidney. They had to do an ultrasound 24 hours later, so I ended up having to stay in the hospital the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. So 3 days instead of like, I think we left almost right at 48 hours with my first. And this recovery was so much better. I started to focus on diaphragmatic breathing right away. And it was just overall a positive experience, and I really contribute that to watching so many positive videos. I really try to take care of myself and prepare even more this time around, and just going in with that relaxed, like, second mom confidence I think made it even better. So yeah, that's my birth story, and I'm going to insert some clips of afterwards if you'd like to see that. You don't want to see the backside.
We're just crazy. Go, girl.
What you doing? Hello. Hey, baby girl. Ah, you're so cute. Hey, Kenna. What it do, boo boo? Say what it do, boo boo. He's so cute. Does Sissy drive you crazy? She drives you so crazy, don't she? She be making you go crazy? Yes. What are you talking about, girl? You said Sissy drive you crazy? She make you crazy? Huh? What'd she do that makes you so crazy? She be grabbing you up and shaking you and touching on your hands and feet all the time. Uh-huh. You're like, stop it, Sissy! Leave me alone! Give me some space! I need some personal space, don't you? Huh? Uh-huh. Yeah. You're good at talking to me, aren't you? You give her kisses. Okay, give her another kiss. No. Okay, give her a kiss. No, take a sit to the side. Okay, she's done with you. Say I'm done.
I'm done.
Easy. Ow.
I want to hold her.
Just
Take away. Let go. Let go.
Do you want her to hold you?
Yes. I'm my biggest itchy dog.
Oh, look, she's already crying.
I got you. You're heavy, booger. You're heavy, booger. You're heavy, booger. Heavy, little sweetheart. I love you so much.
Here, give her to me.
Daddy, when are we gonna jump?
Sissy, squeeze you too hard. Sissy, squeeze you too hard. Sissy, squeeze you too hard.